So here I am in beautiful Clarny Provincial Park. Oh wait, no, that's not right. I'm sorry. If you saw my last video, you would see I was preparing to do a trip in Clarny Provincial Park, Ontario, Canada. However, I live in Ohio, and Canada is a different country. And apparently between February, my last trip to Canada, and now, I lost my passport. It disappeared, gone, figured it out the day before leaving, and it takes several weeks to get a new passport. So we had to cancel, scrub that trip, even though I wanted to do it for over a year. I was beyond upset yesterday with myself and for somehow losing that. So here's my backup plan. My backup plan is I'm here in Pennsylvania. There's an area called the Grand Canyon of Pennsylvania. I'm going to do a trail. It's called the West Rim Trail, going from the south to the north. I'm going to head up the trail. It falls along a very long gorge, kind of like the Grand Canyon, and I'll go up it for probably 2 days, and then on the last day I will blow up the Packraft and I'll raft back down the river. It looks fun. There's supposed to be maybe some class 2 rapids. If it was earlier in the season, the water level would be a little higher. So that's the backup plan to losing your passport, is go for a different hike. Left the car about an hour ago, and I've been on a fairly steady, not too terribly steep, uphill incline. I think the first 2 miles is like uphill, and then it should level out a little bit. Pack feels pretty good. I figured it would be worse. It came in right at about 36 pounds, I think, with water and 3 days worth of food. So not too terrible. Super cool area. I was walking upstream for the past hour. Now I'm all in this pine. It's nice. Just came walking down the trail. Found this cool shed. It's probably left over from the old logging days. This is dynamite. It's pretty cool. Just taking a little break here. Done about 2.5 miles. Should be coming up on a decent lookout. It's about 5:15. I'd like to get 6-7 miles or so in. So walking until about 7:38. Set up, and then tomorrow will be a big mileage day. Snack break here, I got some of my favorite. It's a thin slice, it's hard to say. Salami, super flavored, it's really good. It's got this peppered crust, it's really good. I love it. So good. Camera's not going to do this justice, but this is a pretty cool view. You can see for miles. I crossed that bridge by 2 hours ago in the car, parked over on that side of the hill, and then looped up and around. So pretty cool. There's the river I'll be rafting down 2 days from now. This is awesome. See why they call it the Grand Canyon. It's a pretty steep slope right there, like probably 45-degree angle straight down. Here from the south, this Bowen Trail heads back to Blackwell, which is that town I saw from the lookout. And then what's really strange is this is PA 414, which is where I parked. It says 9 km. So I'm in the middle of Pennsylvania. We're using kilometers. It's a little bizarre. Anyways, time to keep heading north. Really super pretty area. There's a great little waterfall there. You can see the trail. Be a nice campsite. I'm hoping I go another 2-3 miles at least and find a campsite kind of like this. This is sweet. See, look, Doug, I can cross a stream. This gives you an idea what the trail looks like. I mean, it's very hard to find a spot where you could possibly camp. Even if you had a hammock, all these trees are so tall, you have to cut a lot of them back. But then every now and then, like right there, there's a little tiny campsite. You could squeeze in maybe 1-2 tents, but that's kind of what you got to deal with, it seems like, around here. So I'm hoping to find a spot like that, kind of a little bit closer to water. So I've been going since 3:45. It's now about 6:30. I started here. I've come up this way. Here's that lookout, looking back down on the town over here. And then if you come up here, there's a little stream I crossed. Then I'm somewhere right in here. It's kind of a flat, I'd say honestly semi-boring section, just walking straight through the woods. Need to get water here.
And then right up here, there's another hollow with a campsite I'm gonna try to camp at. Mosquitoes aren't too terrible, so I can probably camp near a stream. Be kind of nice. If you go up in the woods, there's not much area to camp anyways.
Here's the campsite at Dillon Hollow. There's a decent little tent pad right there, big old fire spot, and the creek's right there. So not a terrible area. Probably some hardwood, firewood up there on that hill. I'm going to keep pressing on. About another mile down the trail is another hollow, Steel Hollow, and that'll put me at 7 miles for today. It's about 7:20 right now. Hopefully I'm about 10 minutes away from where I'm going to camp. About every 10 seconds or so, I'm feeling a raindrop in my arm, and I think there's about a 50% chance of rain at 8 o'clock. So hope getting the tent set up before I get soaked, and a little bit of rain this trip might not be too bad, as it'll get the river levels a little bit higher. And keep pressing on. Reach Steel Hollow. There's a little tiny stream here. It's not a whole lot of water flow, but I can probably get enough water. Mosquitoes are not the best, and the thing that really sucks is the only kind of flat spot, which is right there, which is not that flat, is right next to the stream. If you had two tents, I don't think you could put one up here. This is a real sloped site.
The classic hot dog and mac and cheese.
So the sunset's not officially until 8:45, but it's almost pitch black. I'm in kind of a hemlock grove. I'm gonna have dinner, maybe read a little bit, and I'll be in bed by 9:30. Try to get up around 7. Hopefully it'll be nice, sunny, good day. I got about 16 or so miles to cover, so it should be good.
Good morning. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Rain for most of the night. First real rainstorm I've had the Enon end. I slept really good in it. I had the door closed up, and still it's condensation free in here, so I was a little surprised. So it's pretty nice. I'm gonna try to get packed up here, be on trail by 7:30, and I got 8 hours of walking. So good times.
Back on trail. It took about 25 minutes to tear everything down, get everything packed up. Had the Pop-Tarts and almonds for breakfast, so we'll see how that works. I can't believe they market Pop-Tarts to children as breakfast food. They're just nothing but raw sugar, but very good backpacking food. And I was quite surprised they didn't get that crushed really in my food sack. So I wonder what would happen if you used them for multiple days. But anyways, back on the trail, 17 miles a day. Starting out nice and early. It's gonna get probably kind of hot and humid. It's 50 right now, so let's get up to 65 or so. And with the amount of rain from last night, it'll probably be nice and sticky. So, yay! Here's a campsite about a mile north of Steel Hollow. This would be a good place to camp. There's plenty of hardwood. There's actually some like grassy flat spots. There's no water, so if I were coming from the south, I would have filled up water at Steel Hollow and then come up here. This would have been a lot better spot to sleep than where I was last night, but whatever, it is what it is. As you can see, this is pretty steep. I was reading the guidebook last night. This area first got logged for its white pine. The white pine here is really tall, really straight, and back in the late 1800s they were using them as ship masts. They would cut them, roll them down this steep slope, and then float them down the river to the sawmills. So, sounds like a lot of work. This area has a pretty diverse set of plant species. There's some yellow birch. There's a whole bunch of tulip poplar here to my left. The hill's full of white pine and hemlock, and then there's a ton of maple too. A few oaks interspersed, but it's pretty diverse woods. It's 9:30. Been walking since about 7:30. Really nice, cool outlook. Super steep drop, but this would be a good place to camp. A lot of hemlock. It's actually, there's some flat spots, no water access, but really nice campsite. We'll keep pressing on, probably another 20 minutes, take a break, see where I'm at on the map then. Why did I never think of bringing Oreos before? These are amazing. So stupid, these are so good.
Quick update on the map. Here's where I parked. Followed this red line up to here, kept going. I slept here last night at Steel Hollow. I've gone this way, kept going, and I'm right about here looking at the river that way. So now I gotta go up this way, head west for a while, gonna run into a road, then keep going this way.
Decent amount of wildlife around here. I scared up a deer, heard turkeys at least 3-4 times, and scared off a big pack of them once. So yeah, cool area for sure. Just completed the road section here. Oh, it's about a 10-15 minute walk. Everything's well marked on this trail. Major road intersections usually have a wood sign that tell you how far to the next spot. So walking away, just take a break. And it's gonna be lunchtime here in about another hour. Making progress down the trail. This is the flattest piece of woods I've seen the entire trip. I'm coming up hopefully soon to like a park area. I'm hoping they have like a park bench. It'd be nice to sit down, lay down, eat some food. I'm getting starving. It's almost 11:45. I haven't eaten since 10. It's food time. It's pretty sweet overlook here. Get a good look down the river. Looks like it's flowing pretty good. You see all the layers of rock here. Big bug, I wonder what that is. 1 o'clock, had lunch, got about 9 miles left to go. I just heard a barred owl over there, which is extremely... There it is again. That's very bizarre. I've never heard one at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. 63 degrees out. It's absolutely lovely. Cool little area with some streams. Keep pushing on. Another nice little lookout. I don't know if you can see it, but down there next to the river there's a trail. It used to be a railroad, and now they've taken out the rails and it's a bike path. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Now on the north chunk of the map. Had lunch here, a few lookouts. Now I'm right here, this little slate run. Real nice, super nice campsite. Probably fit 3-4 tents here. I'm going to keep coming up, do this little loop, come up, and I think I'm going to camp right about there. It'll put me about 6 miles away from the end of the trail, and right next to water, so it should be good.
It's a campsite at Slate Run. Super nice. Plenty of flat area. Nice flowing stream. (2:30). Haven't taken a break since lunch. Feet are starting to kind of get a little tired. This is a great site. Awesome view. Nice little open fire pit. And then there's a good pile of wood there. Keep pressing on. Probably got another 6 or 7 miles left to go.
So way down here is where I had lunch. I've been walking all day up to here. This was a really nice campsite, but it was occupied. So now I'm on this ridge. Hopefully be a good lookout here. Wrap around, go on this road for a little bit, and then come up here. This is called Redford Trail, comes into it. And it looks like the stream goes all the way up. So even if that campsite's taken, I might just head up this trail a little bit and camp out somewhere in there. So making progress. Hopefully it's about 4 right now. It'll take another hour and a half to get to camp.
4:15, been walking since 7:30 this morning. Covered about 14 miles. And I feel perfectly fine, which is quite surprising. I think the things that are contributing to that is A, my feet are dry. Haven't had to cross any deep streams or anything. And I've really been staying on top of my food and water. Every 45 minutes to an hour. Even if I don't feel that bad, I've been stopping, drinking water. Then every other water break, I've been trying to eat something. Peanut M&Ms. Very good, I like those. So, doing pretty good here. Got about 3 miles left. And hopefully the site isn't taken. And if it is, I'll figure something out then. Sometimes you get lucky. Super easy walking right here. Mile marker 6, did 17 miles today. It's 5:45 right now. Have a relatively flat area now, and I got water. Here we go. It was fire time.
Here's dinner. I got dehydrated black beans, brown rice, cheddar cheese, meat stick, taco seasonings, and we're gonna put in some Fritos.
little after 7 o'clock in the morning. I rolled into camp last night about 5:30, did about 17 miles yesterday, so pretty high mileage day. Met another hiker in camp. His name is Tim. He's doing the full length, full 30 miles for his first solo trip, so that's pretty impressive. It was nice to talk to someone. And so I got up early this morning, got camp broke down pretty quick, 25 minutes, and I got 6 miles left, and then I'll hit the river, and then I gotta float back down. I'm thinking the river is gonna take, I think it's like 17, 19 miles, I can't remember which. Should take probably 4 or 5 hours. So maybe I'll make it back to the car by mid-afternoon, we'll see. I'm at about 4.5 miles from the northern terminus, and this would be a great camping spot. There's flat ground up there, there's some over there, streams running, there's a nice fire pit. This would be a great spot to camp, 4.5 miles in from the north spot. Looks like this is going to be a fun paddle. I can see a whole bunch of rocks in the river. Looks like the flow is probably more than enough to support the raft, so it's good. So I'm at a lookout about 3 miles south from the north terminus. Awesome overview, you can see everything. This is cool. This is what I came here for. About a half mile from the car. This trail is super nice. It's 30 miles. It's I would put it in the easy to moderate range. It's not super wet, it's not super hilly. Yeah, there's some ups and downs, you'll feel like you did some work, but it's nothing crazy. It's super well marked, you won't get lost. And there's abundance of campsites. There's some cool ones up on overlooks, and then there's plenty of streams and rivers. I would say every 2 to 3 miles you'll run into a flowing stream that probably flows year round. It's a really good trail. I'd definitely take someone, maybe not their first trip out here, but like second or third trip, they want to kind of push the mileage. This would be a good place to go. So almost done with the trail, and then on to the river. Then the fun part begins. Pretty pumped. 30 miles complete. It was a good hike. Now I got to paddle all day back. The car should be about 19 miles, I think. Go down here to the river, blow up the raft, and get on the water. Just got on the river. The sound quality might not be quite as good now, just because I had to put the waterproof back on the GoPro. But it's a pretty nice river. It's flowing at about 2.5 miles an hour, so it should make good time here. Here we go. About a mile in so far, depending on where the river is. It's flowing like 1 to 2 miles per hour. Super clear. You can see down 4 or 5 feet easy. That's about all the deeper it ever gets, it looks like. There's some decent sized fish in here, and the water's nice and cold. I like it. Pretty crazy, like 3 hours ago I was way up there. This is a blast. Whoa! Ooh. Oh, that could have been bad. Uh-oh. Ah! Hee-hee! Oh! Ah! Need more water level. It's hard to see where you're going. Oh! That was a bad noise. About noon, taking a break here in the middle of the stream, having a blast. This is fun.
So I just went through a really shallow part, and there's quite a bit of water, and I had to get out and try to like carry it, and it was not fun. One thing I've been doing is if it gets real shallow, I'll put my feet up on the pack and then like press up and lay my back here, so the bottom doesn't scrape nearly as much, and it kind of helps, but not really. And then my neck hurts really bad because I can't see from that position. So here's my little instrument console. I got my Sunitsu core set up. I see what time it is, but I keep it face down because I don't really want to know what time it is. And I also got this Garmin, I think it's 401. It shows me how fast I've been going, and then I can also see like how long I've been moving, how far I've gone, that kind of stuff. So it's kind of nice. About 2:30, and I've just about hit the halfway point. If I make back the car around 5, maybe a little after. And I think I'm gonna head on home. There's really no great place to camp between here and the car, so head on home and do some editing. Oh, this is gorgeous. Pretty cool. Way up there yesterday. Now I'm way down here today. Miles in, it's about 3 o'clock. It's a gorgeous day out. It's been like 82 all day. Phenomenal. So quick note on gear for this trip. If you watched my Killarney video, that's the hike I was preparing for, and then lost my passport and couldn't go on that hike, so this is the backup hike. If you watch that video, I kept the gear almost identical. I just grabbed it and threw it in this bag. The only thing I changed up was I used my Mr. Ranch Trans XXX as the pack because I needed a bigger pack for the Packraft, and then I used the Aquabound carbon paddle and the Alpaca Yukon Yak. Other than that, my gear is identical to what I was to Killarney. Couple things I didn't use: rain pants, still would keep those. Bug shirt. This time of year, it's probably worth having it. Neoprene gloves, didn't use that, but this could have been a terrible rainy crappy day instead of being 85 and awesome. So overall, completely happy with the gear choices I made. Once again, really liked my Hilleberg Enon tent. Used that for 2 nights, and it worked really well. Quite well. About 5:20, got a mile left to go. That's the bridge to Blackwell right there. I am absolutely starving. All I can think about is McDonald's right now, so I'm going to try to paddle hard, get there in the next 25 minutes or so. Get packed up and hopefully be on the road by 6, and then it's a 7-hour drive home. Did it, I arrived. 19.3 miles a day, 6 hours moving, 3 mile an hour accident. Really fun trip. I was 30 on the trail, 19 in the boat today, and I'm absolutely starving. It's time for McDonald's. Thanks for watching.